Dusty Road Adventure here to bring you a guide on how to easily transport a Sur Ron using any vehicle with a 2-inch receiver using the Tiger Auto 4 bike rack. Let's get into it. There are 3 ways to load the bike, but first you'll need to remove the battery for all scenarios. You can pick it up yourself and put it on the rack by bear hugging the Sur Ron and lifting it onto the arms. Another one-man method is laying the bike down on its side and dropping the arms into the frame, and then lifting the bike and the arms at the same time, then putting the pin in the hinge to lock it in place. This method does require a modification that we'll explain later. The easiest way we found to do it is probably the 2-man front wheel back wheel lift and put it onto the carrier arms. As for unloading, it's as simple as undoing the straps and just ripping the bike off the arms and letting the suspension do the work for you. With 2 people, you can simply do the 2-man load in reverse. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out. Not only can you throw up to 4 normal bicycles on here, but you can also put 2 Sur Rons on the back of it. The rated cargo capacity is 140 pounds, and 1 Sur Ron is roughly 70 pounds without the battery installed. This rack provides a significantly better departure angle compared to your standard dirt bike hitch carrier. The arms are 1.5 inches in diameter, 23 inches long, and roughly 11 inches from centerline to centerline. With these dimensions, you're able to slide one arm into the battery compartment and the other just under the seat support. When not in use, the arms swing down as well as the body to allow access to a SUV hatch or truck tailgate. We've modified ours using an angle grinder to remove the steel catch to allow it to pivot all the way down. It also comes with an anti-wobble pin which screws into the side of the receiver, which as you can see provides plenty of stability. The rack itself weighs 26 pounds, which allows for easy access to install and remove as needed. Considering this is just a simple bike rack, you can store it in just about anywhere as opposed to the standard options out there. Since the arms are sticking through the Sur Ron above the center of gravity, the bike doesn't want to tip over and doesn't need to be ratcheted down. You ratchet it onto the rack for added security as opposed to ratcheting it down like you would in the back of a truck. At the time of the purchase, we paid $150. The reason we paid extra for this rack was for the extra load capacity and the steel materials it's made from. You can go with a regular dirt bike hitch carrier, however, from our experience, the hitch receiver wobbles a lot. They're much heavier and they're much more bulky, making it inconvenient to store. Once a conventional hitch carrier is installed, it can be a bit easier to load the Sur Ron. However, you're going to sacrifice departure angle and stability. If your strap happens to fail, your bike will more than likely come off. With the Tiger Auto bicycle hitch, if a strap breaks, it will still be held on by the arms. After 2 years of use, the Tiger Auto bike rack shows no signs of potential failure and it's held up great. For us, it's a perfect solution to get into rough terrain areas where you don't want a conventional hitch carrier dragging across the ground. We'd recommend, if you have the strength to get it up on the rack, this is definitely the best way to transport your Sur Ron if you're forced to use a hitch receiver. If you have an SUV or crossover, it's even easier to mount the Sur Ron onto the rack. The Tiger Auto bike rack is well worth the price for the time savings, convenience, and capability that it brings us. As you can see in these clips, the bike is rock solid on the rack even through this bumpy dirt road. Once again, we paid for this product with our own money. This is not a sponsored video by any means. We hope you enjoyed our honest review about the Tiger Auto bike rack. So give us a like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more reviews and Dusty Road adventures.